Welcome back, everybody. We're out here May 7th. It's a beautiful 70-degree day, but we had a hard frost last week and we're gonna have another one this week. But now's the time to start thinking about the garden and getting it ready. My wife started some plants inside not too long ago, so we got to make sure the garden's ready for when those are big enough. I wanted to walk you through our tiller today. This is a Earthquake Versa. It's a 90cc 21-inch rotary tiller. It does great for us. It looks brand new just because we shined it up now, but this is the second year we've had it. I just pulled it out of the barn. We're gonna try to start it up for the spring first time, and I'll walk you through that. All right, this is the tiller we're talking about. It's 21-inch wide. It works out pretty good for us. We were in the market for something for the tractor, but we realized around the house and our garden beds, this could be beneficial too. So as you've seen, you can take these outside tines off, and it becomes a narrow 11-inch cultivator, but like I said, full width, 21 inches. This Viper engine we found to be reliable so far. It's obviously comfortable to run. It's relatively short, so whether you're tall or short, there's quite a few adjustments in here to try to make it as ergonomic as possible. And we'll walk you through what it takes to get this going. So before we get this started up, you see my son there in the background cleaning up. We kind of just abandoned this over the winter and didn't do too much preparation, so we're gonna clean this up real quick, get some, you see my wood chips in there. We're gonna spread those out before we start tilling, and enjoy. It was a family affair, but we got all that spread and generally cleaned up. So next thing, I'll walk you through this motor. It's real straightforward. It's got an on-off switch right here. Pretty intuitive. This is where you check the oil. Easy to get to. This is where you drain the oil, which is a little harder thing, but there's a weep hole right there, so you can just drain it down into a pan once you take a tine off. And here's the choke. Everything's labeled nice and clear. And yeah, so the next thing for me to do is I'm going to start with this being as deep as possible. This has already been tilled before, so I'm going to drop this tooth all the way down, and that tilts the tiller and get you as deep as possible. I think this market's like, you can till 11 inches deep. I don't know real good way to test that here, but it'll break up the top layer of our soil. So I'll put you on the tripod, drop that down, and see if this thing starts. So we got all that tilled up. It took about 45 minutes, and that's mostly a factor of, because I was tilling so deep, whatever that was, probably 10 inches at the most. It really is how deep we got, and that's because we're still amending the soil. Relatively new garden here. but this is a primary tool we use to get this pasture you see behind me into this vegetable garden here. So yeah, we're still amending the soil with compost, wood chips, and hopefully it gets better every year. Try to put more into it than we take out. But I had plenty of time to think while I was tilling this up, go nice and slow as you saw in the footage there. But from top to bottom, I really like the grips on these handles. It's a pretty turbulent experience tilling the ground, but they're nice and comfy grips on those handles. So even if you wore shock absorbing gloves, that help a little bit, but it's not that bad the way it is. Another thing I really like is how this engine's designed. If once it hits some real resistance, it'll stall right out so it doesn't destroy itself. You can till up some decent sized rocks and it does good just throwing them out of the way. But anything bigger than that, if you were to get a rock wedged in here, it'll just stall, and then all you have to do is pull the cord again and it'll start right up. Beyond that, if you read any of the reviews already on this thing, and I read them before I buy them, I'm a big review guy, people were saying that it leaks gas. I couldn't imagine what they were talking about. I figured it must have been user error. There was quite a few of them that I saw, but this thing leaks gas. Like I said, it's a turbulent experience tilling the ground, but right at the gas cap here, I imagine it's a product of how the gas cap is vented and how the carburetor is designed. If just shaking, it mostly leaks right around the gas cap. Doesn't leak a ton of gas, but with the way gas prices are, any gas is too much to waste. It does get better if you don't fill it all the way. You're probably not supposed to fill the tank all the way anyways, but this will last a good hour and a half, 2 hours, probably an hour and a half at full throttle. So that's plenty of time for most things you're doing with a tiller this size. All right, I tried to pull you guys out of the wind to talk about probably one of the most beneficial features that guys might be in the market for one of these. And it's the cultivating aspect of this, the fact that you can take the outside tines off, or just one of them, and make it a narrower swath. So to do that, got good instructions right here. There's just some tough flex plastic. You just kind of lift up and beat on it, and then that's out of the way. And then you have these shear pin type linch pins that you pull out, and then your outside tine comes off. You do that on the other side, and you're in business. We've got a flower garden down by the house that this is a good application for that. So we've got some perennial plants in there. It's not a very big flower bed, but we've got some perennial plants that we want to go around, but the rest of it we want to till up. So I'll take you down there now. All right, well, we were taking that back and forth from the barn. I remembered one more benefit I wanted to mention. I like that this thing is so light. I can pick it up by myself, put it back in the back of a pickup truck without a trailer to go help out friends and family, and that's a big benefit for us. Yes, it does work slowly. That took a while. It would have been a lot quicker with a bigger tiller or a PTO-driven tiller, but this is working great for us for now. Again, this is the primary tool we use to go from pasture like this to a vegetable garden like that. So it's been a lot of fun. If you enjoyed following along with us, please consider subscribing, liking the video, and we'll see you at the next one.